Welcome to Free Live Tarot Readings. I'm Tarot Oracle and I do the reading.
It's 6:30. Time for the Tarot Oracle Show.
So we got two catch-up readings from last night. We got SL, who we finally got the notification like 2 hours after the stream ended. Thanks PayPal. And we also have Renee. How will the date will Chris go? Erica Marie, thank you for your donation. We got Honey Delight, thank you for your donation. Old Man Tarot, Andrew, we got RSH. What's everybody doing? It's Friday night. We're feeling all right. Weekend is approaching. The weekend is almost here. Well, technically, I mean, you know, depending upon how you define the weekend, I guess it's already here, but I mean, semantics. Anyway, SL wants to know how will option A or option B work out to be able to travel to my home country. Let's go to the tarot. Oh, no, we don't need the tarot tower. It's a throwdown.
Time for a Tarot Throwdown.
It is a throwdown tonight. We are going to see exactly what is going on with the throwdown potentials as it goes. KD, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. All right. Option A or option B? Can't get any simpler than that, can it? Now, we are traveling. We are going home. So to keep that in mind. Oh, option A is looking good for that hermit. I like that. We do have some things, interesting things as far as domain, dominion kind of feel here. Basically, if you need a lot of control here, option B is going to give you that, is what I'm saying. Honey Delight, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. It feels like we get a lot more fine-grained, fine-tuned control from option B, right? Dominion. This is something that I control. There's also more of a peaceful resolution if we go with option B as well. You have a truce. You have some peace sort of coming in through here. So the truce, along with having more fine-tuned control, it feels like things settle down faster, things settle down better. We are able to get more control, more command over the situation if we go with option B. Now, overall, option A wins by a mile if you're not concerned with this. Hermit is arriving at the destination safely. It is being there. It is sort of being on our own per se, but it does give us this level of a little bit of coordination, a little bit of things happening, a little bit of smoothness, a little bit of predictability, especially around the strength card, or lust in this case. But I'm just saying, it feels like that this is an overall better situation with option A. But if you absolutely need a lot of fine-tuned control, option B is going to be the place to be. No pun intended, or maybe pun intended. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're just starting the stream. Can I do jokes this early? Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. We'll find out by doing Renee Thomas. How will the date will Chris go? Renee, let's find out what's going on. Renee, how will the date with Chris go? Is this going to be a decent date? Is this something we can do? Cosmic Kitty, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. All right. Now let's go to the Tarot Tower. Now that we have warmed up successfully, let's go over to the Tarot Tower and get a good first date. Get a good first date card. I'm really leaning on the Wizards, quite frankly. I think the Wizards is going to get us where we need to be with this first date situation, right? Little Wizards Tarot. Barbara Moore never disappoints. Barbara Moore literally never disappoints. So we're going to have to just go forth and get that done. All right. Let's see. By the way, in my holiday gift guide, which is coming out soon, holiday gift guide coming out soon. And tomorrow is sort of a deal, right? Get all the good deals. Basically, just Llewellyn is kind of mopping it up for the really hot deals right now. But other than that, I think that the Wizards Tarot makes it happen. Anyway, this is going to be on the holiday gift guide. If you haven't given out a Wizards Tarot, it's only like $24. You get a big, colorful book with it. Everything is beautiful. I love it. Lachey, welcome to the stream. What's going on? All right. We got the Nine of Swords, we got the Sun, and the Nine of Cups. I think it goes well. There's some reason to be concerned about it. You've seen some red flags. Renee, you have seen some red flags over here. There's something up. There's something going on. Everything is not lining up the way that it should be with this particular interaction. You just feel like something's a little amiss. Something's up here, right? A little bit of that action here. Nine of Swords, I'm kind of concerned about it. I'm not really sure what's going to happen happen. It could be some unpredictability in here. I think that's going to be ingrained okay. You have the Sun followed by the beautiful, wonderful Nine of Cups. I think this combo really sort of makes the grade. It makes the grade. Boo Boo, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. But yeah, this combo is so nice. It is so nice. I would go out with Chris. I'm not saying they're soulmate or anything. Lachey, thank you for your donation. But I do think you have a lot of interesting, cool, good options from this date. I think the potential is there. I think definitely go. And it's going to be okay, right? It's going to be okay. Despite whatever is happening, despite whatever kind of red flags we got sort of roaming around in there. Erica Marie, what blessings are coming my way? Erica Marie, we're going to continue to use the Wizard's Tarot just because, Lachey, I'll be happy to use the Thoth for as many readings as you would like. We'll throw down some Thoth action as it goes. All right, what blessings are coming my way? What good things are coming over here? Because aren't you the one that wanted to know if you were going to be rich or you're going to run into a lot of money? I mean, and I said a little bit of money, I believe a little bit of money. Maybe I'm confused. I do 1,000 readings a month. So, you know, at the end of the day, 1,000 readings a month. My memory kind of is not that good. My memory's pretty good. More good for people and numbers and whatnot, but I don't know. Anyway, what blessings are sneaking over here? Wheel of Fortune is a nice card, especially around the sun, right? It does say day-to-day activities are just going to be there, are just going to be solid. They're going to be nice. They're going to be pleasant. It's going to be something that I need, I want. A lot of things are just going to sort of roll in, not really be a problem, right? It's kind of like the hat that I have from, where was it? The hat that I have from Jamaica. It says no problem. I think that's sort of what the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun says. I mean, you got two big majors, two huge majors as the first two cards. I think the major blessing that is literally coming here is it's just not a problem. It's just predictable day-to-day things just go well. You get things going well here, things going well there. Every time we're turning around, it seems like we got another piece of good news or another piece of sort of predictability. I think that's kind of the thing, right? Because I would say later on, the predictability kind of wanes a little bit. A little Five of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. It's almost like something hits us that we're not quite aware of, or we're not quite in the mode of seeing. So it's almost like we're blinded to an issue, blinded to some disappointment that is coming. I think that's going to be later. That is going to be later. But for right now, I think for the next few months, we have a lot of nice things. Very easy going, very streamlined, very sort of, it just feels like you don't have to put a ton of effort. And also kind of sometimes we are on the rat race, right? Where we are on the rat wheel. We're sort of going round and round and feel like no progress is being made. Not a lot of things are coming through, but this is sort of eased up for the next few months. It feels like everything just happens, right? If I put some effort into it, I get some decent things out of it. It doesn't feel like a lot of effort with no reward, which, I mean, sometimes you get into that mode, right? But there is some level of disappointment on the way. I don't think it's something you control. I think it's something that sort of blindsides you at the end of the day. But for a few months, I think you have a nice few months as where just predictability is there. Sonia, I did your reading at the very first of the stream. Rewind about 10 minutes and you will see it. You will see it there. It is like magic. It appears at the very beginning of the stream. All right. Let's go to the next thing we got. Jamie Lee, thank you for your donation. All right, Honey Delight, what can I expect from a business launch next year? What is going on with all of that stuff? I mean, we need to get this stuff going on. We're getting a business launch. We're getting some new stuff happening. We're getting some, we're getting some seriousness here. This is the time. This is the time to see what we can expect from that. All right. I'm going to go with my thing, right? We're going to Honey Delight. We're going to go with my deck, which is going to be the Waterfall Tarot, the Waterfall Tarot. That is going to be the main thing here. I'm going to do that for both Honey Delight reads, find out what it is. We're going to expect expect. We got a big business happening. We got a lot of things on the line. We got some money invested. We have a lot of things sort of moving in, trying to get done. And what are we going to get out of this, right? What kind of things can we expect from that? The sun reverse, got a little bit of death, Hierophant, and the world. When the business launches, this is something you're going to have to hang on to because there is a level of unpredictability. It feels like there's a lot of things happening with this at the same time. In other words, once you launch, it really starts rocking and partying almost immediately. There's not like a big delay, right? It's not like you're just sort of sitting around for a lot of things happening and stuff like that. It doesn't feel like that's going to be an option for you. Basically, what's going to happen is we launch, and then all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, we got a lot of things happening. We got a lot of things moving at the same time. And we're going to have to sort of feel this out or do something about it, right? Because I think if you just sort of sit on it, I don't think that's going to work out long term for you. There's my Instagram, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. Boo Boo and Cosmic Kitty with other donations. Thank you so much. Jazz Dia, welcome. Modern Metaphysics, what's going on, Justin? How you doing? Who else we got? Who else joined? I think that's it. Cool. Basically, it immediately starts rocking. We're going to have to adjust. We're going to have to do some damage control. We're going to have to do some things very quickly as it comes around. The sun and the world being reversed. The two best cards in here. Renee, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. By the way, Renee, we did your reading from yesterday. Rewind about 10 minutes. I think it should be there. Death and the Hierophant. It says we need to change the fundamental structure of what we are doing or how we are approaching it or how we're trying to manage this. It just feels like that there's a lot of things rocking very quickly. Going to have to sort of hang on, ride the bull to the end. And that is going to be just how it goes, right? How it goes. It's not going to be like this boring thing. It's going to be like quickly, like boom, let's rock, let's go. Jade, welcome to the stream. How you doing? All right. Let's see what else is going on. Get a little KD going here. How did my move go next week? All right, we get the move. It's finally happened. It's finally rocking. It's finally going. It's about time. It is about time as far as this goes, right? It is about time to get this thing going. All right, let's see how will the move go indeed. I mean, we got the Ace of Cups, got the Chariot, and the Three of Swords. I like it overall. I mean, there is a Three of Swords at the end. I don't think it's going to be offset. I don't think it's just going to offset the other great cards in here. Basically, we have the Chariot, right? The move happens successfully. We get our stuff done. We move as we need to do. Ace of Cups, this is like a lot of weight off your back, right? Finally, we're getting this hammered down. Finally, we're getting this wrapped up. The Three of Swords says it's, it feels like that the move, it just went well. The move just went well, but it feels like you wanted something else out of it. You wanted something else out of it. You wanted like a stretch goal out of this. It feels like you just didn't get it. The Three of Swords is also bittersweet because it feels like maybe you don't want to move. In some respects, you don't want to move. There's a lot of things that you're leaving behind that is sort of a bittersweet kind of thing as it goes. Anyway, Renee, thank you for your other donation. I appreciate you. Going to Honey Delight. When can I expect some lovin's? It is cold outside. We need some lovin's. We need a lot more lovin's than we are currently getting. Clearly, and the Dark Mansion is going to let us know where those lovin's will come from. Where those lovin's will come from. What kind of lovin's that we have in perpetuity, I guess. Honey Delight. When I got to expect some new lovin's? It's cold outside, and it gets cold in the bed. It gets cold up in that bed sometimes. All right, let's see what's going on with that. Judgment. Oh, you got some things going on. Emperor, Two of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. I don't think you're going to be alone for much longer. I think you have some opportunities now. Honey Delight. There's something about this though. Okay, Honey Delight. I don't know you, but I'm just saying what the cards say. They say that you have a bit of a micromanagement aspect that you like during relationships. You like them to go this way and that way and all of this other stuff. And sometimes that just doesn't work out. Sometimes it's just not realistic. But sometimes You just got to sort of, do what you need to do as far as relationships go, as far as dating goes. And basically, we have somebody new coming in. You have a prospect coming in that I think is going to be pretty decent for you, basically, right? Emperor. This is a fire sign. It feels like a fire sign. Two of Cups is a good first meet. It feels like a lot of potentials happening with this. Do I think this could be an X? Most of the time, Katie, thank you for your donation. Most of the time, I would say judgment sort of points to that, but we just don't have anything that indicates that as an X other than that. I mean, I'll go through the Patreon. I'll do the Patreon behind the readings. If you're not a member, be a member. I mean, I'm teaching how to write tarot cards, and we're going to do behind the readings. We do all sorts of stuff over there. Judgment normally would indicate that. Now, if judgment was followed by the Seven of Swords or something like that, I would say sure an X. But the Ace of Cups, a brand new relationship, brand new love, brand new interaction. A Two of Cups, again, with the brand new interaction, everything. And the Emperor, right? We're trying to micromanage it. A lot of times it just doesn't work. A lot of times it's just not functional, especially with a fire sign. It's not going to be able to be, that they're not going to be too thrilled about doing that, but you're just going to have to go forth and go with it. I think you have new love soon. I think there are a lot of good things happening with the new love. And I think that it is going to be something that, that you enjoy at least. So I don't think it'll be much longer, quite frankly. I think we have a lot of things in here, but there's that micromanage aspect, or is it that doubtful thing going on, like, is this going to be okay? Is this going to be fine? A lot of things sort of, maybe red flag here and there. A lot of times you just got to relax. You just have to relax and allow yourself to open up and just be, acceptable to something new and try it out and give it a shot. Anyway, at least that's what the tarot says, is what I'm saying. Cosmic Kitty understands. Cosmic Kitty's got a question below. I like the name Honey Delight. It reminds me of Sunny Delight. Indeed, it does. Indeed, Sunny Delight, Honey Delight. Either one works for me. Either one works for me. In a phone interview 2 days ago, am I going to get another interview into the automotive industry? Now, I know Cosmic Kitty desperately needs a damn job. I'm just saying. I mean, if you have a job, Cosmic Kitty could use one right now, because Cosmic Kitty has a bad work situation, if I remember that correctly. And we could use something a little bit refreshing, something a little bit decent. We go to the Tarot Tower and get something decent indeed. Checking out over here with the witch. The modern witch is what I'm talking about. The modern witch. Oh my God. Somebody sent me a lot of money. Hang on. Let me find out who just sent me that much money. Somebody sent quite a bit of money. Okay. Wow, what the? Okay, I'm not sure. The 1AY, C number 2A, MA number 3, men. Which one is the best for me? Number 1 to 3, I need to choose, and it's important to me. Okay, well, thank you for your very generous donation. I appreciate that. All right, we'll get that into the queue. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Phone interview. Please, God, get me out of this shit job. I got a phone interview over here. I need to know if this is going to work out, if this is going to be something that we have some follow-up with. Queen of Pentacles, Strength, and the Three of Wands. Oh, man. I don't think it's going to work out long term. I think I'm not going to write it off. Jay, thank you so much for your very generous donation or PayPal. Appreciate you. All right. I think it's going to work out short term. I like it. I think it's going to work out short term. Now, that is to say that you kind of got to keep moving. You kind of got to keep your eyes open. It's almost like that this is okay, this is acceptable, but there's a lot of other great things. There's a lot of other great things ahead of you. I think some of the other interviews. Okay, quite frankly, I mean, come on. Quite frankly, I think that another interview is going to be better. Another job is going to be better. Could this be okay? Yeah. Strength is to be patient with this, which is kind of pointing me to something else, right? Queen of Pentacles says that you could make some money here, but another hopping into something else could be better overall. Three of Wands is basically keep searching, right? But in other words, don't stop looking. Don't stop looking. If you can get it, get it. Queen of Pentacles says we can make some fat cash over here, but be patient and keep looking. I think there are other options that are going to be open up. They're going to be a little bit better and a little bit, going to be a little bit better for you long term. That's kind of where you want to be, right? You want to be like long term. I want something that's going to work. And I don't think this is it. I just don't think this is it. But do I think it's okay? Again, I know I'm saying it 100 times, but see, it's one of those readings that's just confusing, right? It's not like the thought. The thought is never confusing, but that one is kind of confusing. It's like, it looks okay. I mean, I'm not going to kick it out of bed, but would I marry it? I mean, I'm not going to kick it out of bed. Would I put a ring on it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's a better analogy for that. Anyway, boo-boo. Speaking of thought, okay, most tarot decks are basically like a chess game, right? A chess game. Moving this here, this could mean this. You could have this. You know what I'm saying? The Thoth is basically just like a jackhammer. It's not a chess game. It's a jackhammer, right? It's really obvious. It's really to the point. It's not going to mess around. It's not going to put you these slight little chess strategies. It's not going to waste your time. The Thoth is going to be like a big jackhammer into the concrete. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and that's why the Boo-Boo and Lachey want the Thoth. And I think you should too, quite frankly. I mean, this is the most beautiful deck you've ever seen. I know it is. I know it is now. And let's stop ranting on the Thoth. By the way, link in the description to my complete Thoth course where I make it super easy on this. I mean, I make it like super simple and easy. Okay. Weekend with the Thoth. Oh, man. Don't waste your time with money management. Don't waste your time basically with investing. Don't waste your time playing scratch offs. Don't worry about money this weekend at all. This is not a weekend to focus on cash. It just isn't. It's not a weekend to focus on cash. You need to fix some shit. It's going on over there that you're not going to be able to dodge and avoid for very much longer. And I think, I'm just saying, you've been dodging this for a bit. You've looked at it. You're like, I see the situation heating up. I'm just going to dodge it. I'm not going to put myself into that. Why would I put myself into that? And I don't think that's something you're going to be able to do this weekend. I think this weekend's going to do a Thoth moment towards you and just say, hey, let's get this real with this. Let's get started on this because there's some things that have been steaming up. They have been brewing. You're going to need to deal with it. Bottom line, you're going to need to deal with it. This is an emotional weekend. This is a weekend to just sort of catch up on this stuff, figure out what is brewing, and let's intercept it before it sort of blows up in our face or has a little more fiery moment than what we have over here. You don't want a fireball roaming around. You don't want a fireball roaming around over here. So just figure out what is brewing over there and make sure that you get that handled this weekend, or at least start the process this weekend. I think that's going to be one of those things. I know you hate adulting, you know, that's just life though. But yeah, don't worry about money. This is a weekend where you're going to waste your damn time on money. I'm telling you now, scratch offs, total dead end. You know, trying to tweak this and tweak that, total dead end. This, you know, this is going to be one of those. This is going to be one of those that you just gotta deal with it. This one. KD, is this one trimmed too? It's trimmed like a boss. It's trimmed like a boss. I trim these with scissors. All right. I mean, you know, most people are like, oh, I need to get a little machine. No, I go scissors. I do baby scissors. I get the little scissors that you get with little sewing kits. I use that. And look at this. Let me look. I mean, this is pure pro. Pure pro with a pair of baby scissors. Look at this. Look at this. A pair of baby scissors, right? I mean, I got the Arcana Tarot. It doesn't even line up like that. The Arcana Tarot is more messed up than that. I'm just saying. I can do amazing things with a tarot deck because I'm just, you know, that's my passion. Lachey, I mean, y'all figured out that is my passion. Okay, let's do Lachey. Let's hop over to Jade's question over here. Jade has 3 big things to discuss, 3 big options to throw down. We need to get that done. But before we do that, grab Lachey. Well, not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Reading for the full moon, lunar eclipse. What the hell is going to happen over there with all of this stuff we need to know? We need to know better than the Raven deck. I'm just saying that Arcana Tarot was all over the place. Like I told the dude, I was like, dude, these cards are so uneven. I mean, it's just like epically uneven. He's going to send me a new one. So we got a jumper. Wheel of Fortune needs to jump out. That's fine. Let the Wheel of Fortune talk. Let the Wheel of Fortune talk. Can we? Can we? Reading for the full moon, lunar eclipse. That could be. Tosh, thank you for your donation. That could be one of those. You know what I mean? That could be one of those where I wouldn't even bother with it. I wouldn't even bother with it. At least the first stage, Lachey. I wouldn't even bother with it. I don't think this is really just going to, okay, well, never mind. Okay, whoa, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, let's put 3 majors up in your face. I mean, Lachey, I'm starting the reading off in one direction, and the thought just grabs me and yanks me to the different direction. We have 3 majors on your reading. It's going to be a busy lunar eclipse, quite frankly. I think the full moon has some things in store for you, right? We have some changes. Changes are going to be for the better. That's what you want to hear. A lot of people are like, they come to me and they complain. They say, Tarot Oracle, I mean, you're a fat man on YouTube reading cards. We figured that out. But why? Do you say the death card could be positive? Why do you say the death card could be amazing, positive, and a good influence on a reading? And I'm telling you because of this stuff right here. You got the Wheel of Fortune into death, into the sun. This is a lot of good stuff. This means that we're changing for the better. We're changing in this. Now, as I've discussed in my Patreon behind the private live streams, I say that the sun basically illuminates things. You see this in my book too. The sun illuminates things, and you're illuminating some changes. In other words, the changes aren't a situation where you're going to have to guess, or you're going to have to figure things out, or you're going to have to like throw a dice and hope for the best like you're in a gambling casino. It's more like that it reveals what the changes should be, how you should choose, and where you should go. This functions basically like a star card, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? A little star card. Because there are some things that are just too comfortable in our life right now. Things that we're just not prepared to change. Some things that we're just like, I thought that was stable. I thought it was stable the whole time. I didn't have any problems, any concerns with that. It's rock solid stable. I'm not even going to worry about it. I think you should worry about it. I think you should for this full moon lunar eclipse. It does feel like there's some things happening, some things that are going to be revealed during this time. When the moon shines out, when the things get going, there are going to be some things revealed. I think it's going to be something you don't want to deal with. That's going to kind of be a problem. You know what I mean? Especially something that's elucidated, that's illuminated that you didn't want to deal with in the first place. You're going to be like, yeah, you need to deal with that. Hop on board, deal with that. Let people know what your opinions are. And that's kind of the feeling of this, right? You let people know what your opinions are for this change. Because I think there's more people involved than you. Something this big, there's a lot of moving parts. You're not going to be the only one affected here. So I want you to make sure your opinions are known. I want to make sure that you analyze this thoroughly and you're able to sort of function as it comes through, because it's going to be kind of fun and interesting indeed. That's a lot of majors. A lot of majors. I'm just saying, this stuff is nicer than the other one. That's what I try to make. I try to make my decks as nice as they can be, right? Because everybody wants a big deck. All right, let's see. Manually enter the question. I want to say from Jade. Wants to know choice A, B, or C. This is when you're coming in blind. You're coming in blind. All right, we're going to go with a throwdown.
Time for a tarot throwdown.
And no, the Thoth isn't the official deck of the channel. It should be, but it's not the official deck of the channel. I'm just saying that we have a big choice coming. We have a big choice coming. We need to use the Thoth, because the Thoth, again, is like a jackhammer into the concrete. Because when you have a big choice like Jade does, you don't want some wobbly failure of a tarot deck that's going to tell you, okay, man, I got the 4 of Cups and a 4 of Pentacles, and then I got a 2 of Cups with an 8 of Pentacles, and I'm like, no, you don't want all that. You don't want that. You want the Thoth. Choice A, B, or C. Let's literally throw it down right now. Choice A. See, I don't even know what the question is, and that's the beauty of it. I would write off C completely, B completely. B looks terrible. I mean, I'm just saying, we're rolling through here. We're kind of casually talking, and I say the thought is like a jackhammer, and then you get B, and then you get choice B. I think choice B is the worst choices you could make, quite frankly. Entertainment purposes only, but I would avoid that like the plague, right? Okay, trying to balance things out as it's crumbling. It's almost like we're trying to catch it as it falls, right? Okay, it's like you dropping a knife when you're cooking. You don't try to catch the knife. You don't. Okay, I'm slicing up some celery to make a soup, right? And I drop the knife on the floor. You move out of the way. You don't try to catch it. I don't care what kind of ninja you think you are. You don't try to catch it. And that's what choice B is doing. Choice B is trying to catch the knife as it's falling. I don't think that's a good, I think you should throw that away. Okay. Choice C is interesting. All right. Choice C is not the one that you want to make. Choice C is not the one that I agreed to. That's not the one that I really want to make. We need like one more. We need a couple more cards up in here. All right. We need a couple more cards. So we're down to choice A or C. And we don't read upside down with the thought. We just see what the thought has around it. Choice A looks damn solid, man. Choice A looks just really solid. You got the Emperor. You got the stability. You got the power. You have the ability to crank out the fire things, to crank out all of the fire stuff. I'm just saying. Choice A looks just rock solid. Just rock solid. I like it. I like it, choice A, a lot. Can it be dethroned by choice C? You're going to need to do a lot of movement to get choice C going. If you're ready to just basically pick up and go, if you're ready to pick up and hope for the best and just start moving, choice C is a place that you want to be. I don't think that's choice C is not the one that you wanted in the first place. I don't think choice C is one that you really wanted to sign up for. Overall, choice A wins by a mile, unless this is something where I'm moving, right? In other words, should I move kind of thing. Choice C is the key. You have two big movement cards here, but some defensive or some hesitation about getting it done. Big hesitation about getting it done. But you're just gonna have to go with and choice A looks so damn solid. Choice A looks solid. Cosmic Kitty, T.O. is handsome. Thank you, Cosmic Kitty. All right. Let's see what else is going on. Jamie Lee, B's current feelings for me. How does B like me, or how doesn't B like me? I don't know. We're gonna see. No more thoughts, I promise, for the rest of the night. No more thoughts unless somebody specifically wants it. Hint, you should request it. No more thoughts unless somebody specifically wants that stuff. Because I'm talking this is the modern love tarot, right? Some of the modern love tarot, just the way it goes. Krista C, what's going on? Good to see you. Anyway, I ran into my neighbor the other day, the one that hears me screaming through my window. And, I get kind of excited when I get on stream. So they always look at me kind of weird. You know what I mean? They look at me like, what is he in there yelling about? What is he in there yelling about? They just give me that look, right? They give me that look. Sometimes they go in their garage. Sometimes I'll be like rolling out, and they'll sort of go in their garage. They'll be like, okay, that the dude next door is kind of coming out. Let's go in the garage for just a minute, and so we don't have to make eye contact. You know what I'm saying? KD, thank you for your generation. Thank you very much. Moving company C1, A1. Jesus Christ, KD, you're killing me over here. Look at that. All right. And B's current feelings towards me. 3 of Wands, 2 of Cups, and the Moon. It's solid. It's solid. I wouldn't just concern myself with it. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't concern myself with it. Honey Delight, thank you for your donation. Look at you. Coming in with the triple shot tonight. Look at this. The triple shot over here. All right. B's all right. I mean, Jamie Lee, I wouldn't be concerned about it. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. It looks pretty solid. You got the moon, the connection. They got the full moon lunar eclipse coming. It looks pretty good. 3 of Wands. It does say that, sometimes you're like, I don't know what's going on. 2 of Cups says, don't worry about it. Don't be concerned. Don't be worried about it. I like the current feelings for you. I think it's all right. I think it's half decent. It is. If this is an X, though, I'm just saying that 3 of Wands, if this is an X, You know, that Three of Wands kind of says, I mean, that's it. Cosmic Kitty, is Nick attracted to me? I'm confused. Cosmic Kitty. Okay, all right. Let me give everybody some relationship advice. I mean, I know nobody asked my fat butt for relationship advice, but I'm going to give relationship advice out anyway. If you can't tell if somebody likes you or not, I would invest a lot of time in their ass. I mean, I would invest a lot of time in them. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put like a lot of time into them. I'm just saying. If you can't tell, I wouldn't put. Now, somebody that's crystal clear, somebody has like a Thoth kind of feel, where they're just like they're just like a jackhammer. Oh, okay, that sounds bad, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Somebody that like makes their intentions clear. They're very, very upfront. I think that's the person you want to spend your time with, because that's a person that ain't going to just waffle away from you when somebody else cute roams by. Right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nobody asked for it, but I'm throwing it on the table anyway. All right. Is Nick attracted to me? I'm confused. Queen of Swords? No. Three of Cups? No. Nine of Swords? No. I wouldn't waste time. I mean, we're back this. I wouldn't waste time. The Nine of Swords. It seems like wasted time. Three of Cups. Nick has their eye on a lot of other people. Nick has their eye on somebody else. And the Queen of Swords says that you're going to have to, you're just going to have to be a little bit somebody that you don't really want to be to make this whole thing work in the first place. You're going to have to be somebody that you don't want to be to make it work in the first place. Cosmic Kitty, do you want to waste your time like this? No. No, you don't. No, you don't. Right? Anyway. I'm just saying. When I first met, okay, Christina's not going to like me sharing this, but I'm going to share it anyway. When I first met Christina, I came out, okay, to meet her. I grabbed her and I kissed her just right there in the parking lot. Like, I don't give a shit, I grabbed her and I just kissed her right there in the parking lot. When I first met Christina, right? Because we've been talking on the phone and whatnot. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. I don't want to waste time being like one of those where you got to think about it and you got to be like, I'm not really sure. I made my intentions immediately clear. And that's what you got to do. I'm just saying, that's not relationship advice in general, but I'm just saying, people that make their intentions clear are going to be a little bit less waste of a damn time. All right, boo-boo. Do you see a brand new man's in my future? You didn't ask for the Thoth, so I'm going to do something else. I'm going to get a brand new man's deck. Do we have a brand new man's deck? A hermetic deck? No, let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. This is another fancy new deck over here, the Phantom Tarot deck, right? The Phantom Tarot deck. We're going to do that. All right. This is the one that has the app in it and all this other stuff. So, we're going to go with that. Anyway, do I see a new man's in my future? Because that's what you got to be. That's what you got to be. It's just straight up. What is going on with the mans? We got CG up on PayPal. Thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate you. All right. Seven of Cups, Hangman, Seven of Wands on the Four of Cups. I would say not immediately, no. I don't think there's something immediately sort of rolling through. I don't see a new man, exactly in the next few weeks kind of thing. I think 2022 is going to be a better year for you. I know this year has been kind of weird. 2022 is going to be a little more stable, a little more on the sort of moving side. Seven of Cups is we have a lot of just better choices as we come in to 2022. It's definitely one of those. Hanged Man said it is going to be something it's going to be unpredictable. You're going to have relationship opportunities that you're like, whoa, where did that come from? You know what I mean? Where did that come from? I think that's going to be one of those. Some unpredictable things. Some people that you kind of wrote off. Some people that you weren't sort of ready for that. Seven of Wands also says people coming back from the past and what have you to sort of see what you're doing, see how things are going. Four of Cups says be sort of cautious with the new mans. Yeah, I definitely think you're going to get some things that are big time wasters. Just be cautious. Understand the time wasters. You already know how to recognize them. Just use your existing skills to figure that out. But I think that 2022 is going to be a lot better off. I think you have more options, more things. I think you have better results overall. And I think it's going to be pretty solid. Going to be pretty solid. Anyway, we're going to be in the next relationship. Renee coming in with a triple shot tonight. If you count the one from last night. Renee, by the way, if you haven't rewound already, rewind it to the front, and you're the second reads over there from your one last night that I didn't get to. I apologize again. Anyway, Renee, let's check this out. Where am I going to be at my next relationship? There's an Ace of Cups, Eight of Swords. Interesting. Oh, interesting. I'm going to go with like February. I'm going to go with basically February. February seems really solid for you as far as the new man's too. We're going to go in the next relationship. It sort of starts out in February. I like it. It starts out in February. This is something that's going to be pretty clear, pretty clean. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Basically, I think it's going to be something that's just easy. It's easy to go. Ace of Cups, you have a new opportunity coming. And again, I think February is going to be sort of the beginning of it. Two of Swords, it says this is going to be something that you're not exactly thrilled about at first, but you kind of warm up to a little bit later, right? A little bit later. Eight of Swords, right? Again, we're sort of hesitant about this. Maybe we don't want to sign up for this immediately, but it would sort of warm up to these options. I think that works out pretty well in February. Anyway, we also have how will the year end in love and finance. We got Cooking Girl over here on the PayPal too. Cooking Girl, we're working you in. We're working you in the queue over here. Working you in the queue. All right. I would have next year, love and finance. The year end, I'd be more concerned about finance than love. It just seems that love is going to be not a big deal. Not a big deal as we're sort of wrapping up 2021. I think love has been kind of an iffy thing for you. Love has been kind of up and down in 2021. I think 2022 is going to have its moments, but it feels like 2021 was kind of compressed. Like too many things happened too quickly in 2021, right? Too quickly. It just feels like that it was a bunch of awkward sort of mix and match things as we sort of moved into that. End of the year is going to be kind of, there. It would definitely be kind of there as far as that goes. Let's see. But yeah, the Two of Wands, it does say that, finance is going to be a little more easy to go. One of the big things in your finance situation is reducing, it feels like reducing the variables. There's too many moving parts, it feels like, in finance. Does that make sense? Too many moving parts or too many things happening all at once. It feels Eight of Cups, right? A lot of things we do have to sort of sacrifice in the finance way. Too many things happening, too many moving parts. It almost feels like it's overcomplicated in the finance realm. I always say don't worry about finance. I mean, there are some things happening, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Nothing major. Nothing major. And that's what you need, right? That's what you need. There's nothing major coming. No big things or big booming tower cards or anything like that, right? KD wants a little weekend read over there. KD, let's see what the weekend holds for you. See what the weekend holds for you with a little Vox Arcana action. Vox Arcana action. That's going to be important. That's going to be important. We haven't used this in a hot minute. A hot minute it has been since we have used this. Let's find out. All right. I'm going to go with that card. With that card right there. Katie, something tells me the middle card is really key for this weekend too. Let's see what it is with all of this stuff. Two of Swords. Two of Swords around a Five of Wands and the Star. The weekend is something that just passes by too quickly. It really does. You're really kind of concerned at the end of the weekend. You're like, man, I need more weekend. It feels like I didn't get enough weekend. I didn't get enough beef in my weekend. You need a little more beefy weekend. This weekend, not so much, not so big beefy as Five of Wands says, don't get involved in anything you can't win this weekend. I mean, there is that, right? Don't get involved. Don't sign up for anything you can't win. Because a lot of times we get all excited we get all thrilled. We're sort of chasing this and chasing that. The Two of Swords, it says that there's not a lot of information out there that, you kind of have against some of this stuff, right? Some of the things moving and all of this other stuff. Anyway, Two of Swords says definitely be cautious this weekend about what is there, because a lot of things just aren't there. In other words, a lot of things you can't see. Basically, the Star says, let the weekend glide, let it slide. Next week, it's going to be a new week, and you're going to have some interesting things up, right? Interesting things up, ready, and sort of leading your pathway as we come into the end of the year. Let's see, started the Tiger King series. Okay, stream. Apparently, I started the Tiger King series on Netflix. So it looks like one big episode of Honey Boo Boo, quite frankly. The Tiger King series looks like one big episode of Honey Boo Boo. Zimmy, welcome to the stream. Christina, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. Zimmy, it's nice and easy cue tonight. Zimmy, we're like right here. Zimmy, look at this. Look at this, Zimmy. Look at this open spot you got, Zimmy. Look how clean that is. Look how clean that is. Yep. The Tiger King series looks like one big episode of Honey Boo Boo. I mean, and they spoiled it for me by telling me the end of the series at the beginning. Thank you, Tiger King. I mean, they told me that he's in jail. I mean, that's a spoiler alert. Why you got to spoil it like that? I mean, why? I would have been better off not knowing he was in jail, quite frankly. I'm just saying. All right, but they spoiled it already. Haven't even started it. I mean, he likes tigers, whatever. Anyway, yeah, and like, all right. No, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna start talking. All right, Cooking Girl. We got CG. Cooking Girl. There you go, CG. I wanted to put GC because I'm stupid. Do I have an old flame? Do I have an old flame or new one? Do I have an old flame or do I have a new interaction coming out of here? I mean, do I have one of those, right? Let's find out. Let's see. I may give the Wheel of Time a series a chance, but once you read the books, it's hard to do that series. Everybody's saying it's really woke. I don't know. I haven't watched the series, but I mean, really, Dexter. Yeah, Don Ron. See, Don Ron knows the good shows, right? Don Ron, rewatching Dexter, right? Dexter, Stargate Atlantis. I mean, if you're going to rewatch ability, Stargate Atlantis is 9 out of 10. I mean, come on. Stargate, 9 out of 10 rewatchability. Game of Thrones, 9.7 on the rewatchability. Okay? I mean, let's talk. Let's talk. All right. We got somebody new coming in. We got an old flame going in there. I really sort of think that you have communication with somebody that's going to be new. You know what I mean? You got to sort of figure out somebody that's going to be new. We have the 9 of Pentacles. You need something that's going to be a little more beefy, something that's going to work for you long term. I think a lot of the old ones are really worn out. They're really worn out. They're kind of like an old piece of bread that's been sitting on the counter for like 2 months. You know what I mean? It's just an old piece of bread that's been sitting on the counter for 2 months. I just don't think you have anybody CG that's going to be in there. Anyway, you have a new communication with somebody. Obviously, it's going to be an air sign, master of the obvious with that. You do have a little bit of choice here. But I would just say a new flame is what is coming in. Hopefully they cook, and hopefully your new flame cooks. That's what you need. Ultraviolet Tarot, thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. Beefy word of the night. I mean, I'm just saying.
Everybody loves the D.
I'm just saying. All right, let's see. We got Tosh. Well, thank you for all the donations over PayPal. I greatly appreciate that. PayPal takes less of a chunk of my money. So yeah, thank you for the PayPal donations. I appreciate that. Anyway, because you know that I use my money to buy every tarot deck in existence. You're donating, right? And you're clicking that donation. Like, what the hell does it do with that money? I buy every tarot deck that's coming out. I do them all because I want you to see what they look like before you spend money on them. Because ain't nobody got time for a $55 Kickstarter that sucks. or a $91 Kickstarter that sucks, let me fall on the sword for you. Okay, let me fall on the sword for you and let you know that it sucks. Because you know how many Kickstarters that I've spent money on that I get that I'm like nice if it sucks? I'm not nice at all. I'm not nice at all. I actually got a note from one of the people that did the Kickstarter. They're like, you know, you were kind of mean about my deck. I'm like, I'm not mean about it. I just pointed out all the faults for your deck, you know? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm not going to ignore like blatant faults for your deck that I'm seeing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because your deck's, you know, if your deck has major problems with it, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to point it out because I want my audience to know. I don't want to tell them that it's a beautiful, wonderful, great deck. And they get it and they're like, wait a minute, that dude just lied to me. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Anyway, I'd rather you see it. I'd rather you see it. Let me fall on the sword. If it's great, then hit the pre-order button. If it's terrible, then you may want to dodge it, you know? May want, like the linebacker, right? The linebacker in the NFL. I don't know. Anyway, right below, Tosh wants to know. And Tosh wants to know tonight. A question about, yet a message from A. Today at work, his response was very curt. Kurt worked together. I'm kind of his boss and part of management is weird. Wonder how they're feeling today. All right. You got an unusual response from somebody at work. How are they feeling about it? They, you know, they needed to stop typing when they're emotional. I think they got emotional about something that's out of your control. It's out of their control. This is not something that anybody's going to be able to Band-Aid up and fix, quite frankly, right? I do think there is that. I think they just got emotional on the keyboard and they did that. I think you should just sort of let it slide, is what I'm thinking. Let it slide. I know you're kind of a defensive about it. You're like, wait, I didn't deserve that. I didn't pick this up. You know what I'm saying? I think this is something you got to sort of relax with. Let that slide, because I think that they started typing and that's just what happened. That's just what happened. They need to just delay and wait a little bit and not start typing like that stuff. Anyway, just let the response slide. I don't think it's a big deal. I think your action, if you're asking me what does my action need to be, I think just let it go, right? You're the boss, just let it go. Having a rough day. I don't think it's going to be anything that they just sat and thought about for a year and then typed it out, right? You know what I mean? I don't think it's like that. Anyway, let's see. We got KD. Super Throwdown with the Thoth Moving Company, C1, C2, A1. That's a lot. You're killing me over here. Let's try it. Let's do the ultimate throwdown.
Time for a tarot throwdown.
Super Throwdown, C1, C2, A1, A2, A3, right? There we go. A1, A2, A3, C1, C2. Moving company. Let's look for movement cards. Let's look for stability. A1's okay. A2 is going to damage your stuff. C1 looks pretty solid. C2 has some issues with reliability. Okay. C1 looks decent. If you have no other option, if this is going to be a convenience factor, C1 looks all right. It's not. I wouldn't kick it out of bed. C2 just looks like they're going to be damaging your stuff. Quite frankly, all right. You're just going to be damaging your stuff. I wouldn't do C2. Just saying now. A1 looks like a just solid choice. If I have C1, C2, C3. C1 looks like a solid choice. In fact, I wouldn't really, if I had to choose, I would C1 is what I would do. C2 has some reliability issues. That's not what you want in a moving company. You don't want A2. You don't want A2. Reliability issues. I don't think you want that. A3 is going to be a little more expensive than you had expected them to be. It's going to be something to where all of a sudden they're going to just nickel and dime you, but you know what I mean? A1 wins. A1 wins. I wouldn't really I wouldn't really go with anybody else, quite frankly. All right, A1 wins. C1 if A1's not available. I think C1 would be a good second choice. You know what I mean? All right, we got some things over PayPal going over there. Some things over PayPal. We got AR over PayPal. Let's see who AR was. Is Dorothy Collins? Are you AR? That doesn't, I don't know. Message from Spirit? I don't know. Dorothy Collins, let me know if you're AR. Let me know who AR is. If you are AR, let me know. Over PayPal. Appreciate that. Zimmy, I know who that is. Zimmy, I got with that. Honey Delight, how the sales look at the business launch next year. Let's get some sales going. Let's get some reliability. Speaking of which, over here. Curious Creatures makes it happen. Curious Creatures makes it happen. Today's the 1 year anniversary of the last episode of Supernatural. I mean, everybody has their own show. You know, everybody has their show. Everybody has the show that they just adore. And that is so cool, right? Unless you like every show that you see, like some people. Like every show that you see, you turn it on and you're like, oh my God, that's my favorite show. You know? I mean, you know? All right. Anyway, how will the sales look the business launch next year? And that's what you need is money. You need to be able to get some people to hand you some cash. Samantha, welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. Samantha, you were all excited to ask some questions last time, and then I didn't stream that day. I apologize. Samantha. I owe you an apology. Is what I do. I literally owe you an apology because you were all excited. You were like, I'm going to get the questions in tomorrow. And then I didn't stream that day. I'm sorry. Anyway, how will the sales look? Get some fat cash in. 4 Pentacles, Queen of Swords, 2 of Swords, and the Page of Swords. This is something where you do get a lot of noise and some sales, right? Dorothy Collins, I know you're here. Are you AR on PayPal? Let me know. Are you AR on PayPal? Let me know. Dorothy, are you AR? Let me know. Yeah, I think the sales are somewhat muted at the very launch, but they pick up quick. You know what I mean? They pick up quick. It's almost like that. As people discover you, they get more excited about you and they share on social media. And you become more of a social media thing where all of a sudden you're like, whoa, maybe I should hop over to social media. Maybe I should try out social media because I seem to be, sort of hitting the mark on there, right? Hitting the mark. But yeah, the 4 of Pentacles says we're holding on to our cash. We're not really spending it immediately, but then you have the Queen of Swords. It seems like you sort of take command, or you get some things happening. You get some things that are excited with this. 2 of Swords, things sort of explode in the background. Things sort of moving quickly. And the Page of Swords, it feels like there's a lot of movement, a lot of communication, a lot of cool things happening in the background. So basically muted at first, you pick up on social media, you get more and more, and you become a thing. And I think that kind of builds your revenue as it sort of goes in there, right? 4 of Pentacles. Hanging on a little too long with it. But anyway, all right. So I still don't know who AR. I don't know who AR is, but do I know who Zimmy is? Will M reply if I ask her out? Ooh, look at this. We got Zimmy. We got Zim. Wants to know, will they reply to being asked out? If I ask them out, will they reply? She gave me H. I'm thinking she gave me her number when I asked for it. All right. Are they going to reply? Are they going to be excited about that, right? Are they going to be excited about that? They gave me a number. Going to ask them out. I mean, I think it's in the bag. I mean, I think it's in the, if somebody, Angelina is AR. Okay, Angelina, thank you very much. Is Angelina in chat? Is Angelina in chat? They are in chat. There you go. The PayPal show the whole name. Yes. Okay. All right. So I got AR. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Anyway. What the hell was I doing? I got the KD. I got the love coming in. I got the Zimmy. Will they reply to being asked out? Okay. So somebody gave me the number, and we need to text them and find out if they're going to go out. I think so. I do think so. Now, okay, they are going out with somebody else right now. But they're extremely unhappy. extremely unhappy with this particular individual. I think they have other things happening, but they are not really content with that. Judgment says they are looking for an upgrade. They need love 2.0. And I think that could be you. I think that could be you indeed. So, oh man, this person's slow as hell to respond though. They are, man. A little bit of the devil action in there. King of Wands. A bit of a game player. They're kind of slow to interact. They're kind of slow to reply. They got a lot of stuff going on. This is a thing where you got to just, don't put a lot of effort into this. Go for it. Absolutely. Go for it. But don't put a lot of effort into it. They're death slow to reply. They got a lot of stuff going on. They got somebody else they're kind of looking at, and they're looking for an upgrade. But go for it. Just don't put a lot of effort or energy into it. Let it slide, let it go, and all of that other good stuff. Anyway, AR. Career change I have in mind, realistic. Should I check it out? Should I go for it? Should I be like that? We're going for the Ferric Painter deck. There you go. No, you're not AR. Thank you, Dorothy Collins. I appreciate your response. All right, I didn't know. I'm kind of slow tonight. I'm a little bit slow tonight. I know who AR is now. Got a little career change action up in there. Kind of excited about it. Got a dream career. Maybe it'll happen. 8 says go for it. The 4 and the Sun. I think it's entirely realistic, quite frankly. I think it's realistic very much so. You got the Sun as your last card. I think this is something that works. This is something that could be possible. This is something that could be exciting. I like it overall. I say pursue the crap out of it. 8 says go for it. Run. You see the run. Run, don't walk into it. You have a lot of good things happening in here as far as this is concerned. Now, don't expect immediate success. The 4 of Cups is you're getting some results you don't want. You're getting some emotions you don't want after you sort of begin this. But chase, girl, chase it. Chase it like there's no tomorrow. It just works. It works great. We got Boo Boo coming in for Kath. Kath, let me know what your question is. Christina, thank you for your other donation. I appreciate that. Speaking of Christina, she's 2 away. Right now, we're going for the Honey Delight. Honey Delight coming in with 20 donations tonight. Honey Delight, thank you for paying the rent. No, I'm kidding. No, Honey Delight, thank you again for your donations. I appreciate that. Let's go over here and go for, we're going to go. Should we go? I think we're going to get this one. Going to get this one for Honey Delight. Honey Delight indeed. What kind of delight can we get from the wheel? Throwdown. Email that company back. There you go, KD. I'm glad I could help. Tori G, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. We're going to be ending soon, by the way. Tori G is going to be the last read of the night. A little bit of the last read action of the night coming in there. All right, Honey Delight tonight. Get some info and the love coming in. 9 of Wheels. This is the Fool. 4 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. You need something that has a little bit of action and spice and adventure. Honey Delight. I don't think you need something that's boring, right? I don't think you need something that's boring. And I think that's one of these. You want something that has a little bit of spice to it, and you're going to have an opportunity here. Now, telling you now, the 4 of Cups, there are some red flags swimming around here. Honey Delight, that's the cost of playing the game. It really is. You got a couple of red flags floating around here. 4 of Cups. I'm getting some emotions I don't want. I'm getting some things that I want. I have some things that just aren't optimal for this. The Fool says this is just a chase it, go forth, go with it, and hope for the best. And just hope for the best, because the Fool says you're going to have to look up, be positive, and walk off that cliff and hope that there's something down there to catch you, a little bit of a net or something going on tonight. Because the 9 of Wheels says there's a lot of good possibility within here if you're willing to work through it, right? But work through it, you're going to have to. Work through it, you're going to have to. There you go. Andy is back. Welcome, Andy. Good to see you. All right, and the 8 of Swords. Now, again, I hate to say it again. I'm going to say it again. Don't expect this to be a by the numbers book. This is more like a early Stephen King novel. This is not a by the numbers book. It just isn't. It just isn't. This is something that you need to sort of wing it big time. You need to wing it big time. I think that is going to be the big factor. I think that's going to be how it goes, and that's going to be your focus on this. Over, you know that Nine of Pentacles says you got to go for it. Andy added 2 minors. Look at you. Look at you, Andy, added 2 minors to their Kickstarter. The 2 and the 3 of Cups. I like it. I like it. Ooh, I like it. See, I even like your numbering. I even like your numbering, Andy. It's looking good. Looking good, my friend. Anyway, we got Christina wants a little bit of a general feel, right? We got Kath coming in with a donated reading from Boo Boo. Thank you so much. We got Tori G, the last one of the night. What kind of bad guy am I? Tori, the Disney Villains is going back to the store. The Disney Villains is going back. I'm not keeping that one. The Disney Villains. So, Tori, let me know what your alternate deck is. What is your alternate deck? What kind of other things that you want to see in there? Where we do the little bit of the general read up in here. All right. Bit of a general read. 10, 3, 9, King, wands, wheels, and wands. It's interesting. We're surrounded by minors. We are surrounded by minors. Jared Terra, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Ross Ad, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. All right. You're giving to me. No, it's not. I have no idea what this is. Law. Yeah, no, I'm not giving it to you. Anyway, Disney villains suck. Yeah, it's going back to the store. It's going back to the store, getting a refund. Anyway, general read, I say, you have wheels on the outside and wands on the inside, working for the fat cash, working for that money, working for that money. That money feels like this is coming in here. Feels like this is going in. The 10 of wheels says at some point, I'm going to have a happy home and a happy family if I keep on the if I keep on the ride, if I get on the ride and ride it to the end, I think it's going to be possible to make that happy home, happy family. The reality is a 3 of wands says you need to keep looking for something better. A reality is you're going to work yourself to death. The 9 of wands, the wounded warrior, the injury that comes about there, the injury that comes about through that is sort of heading on the direction. You're the wounded warrior. You keep repeating the beatings. The beatings will continue until the morale improves. You know, the 9 of wands, the injured warrior, the darkness, the feel of just being rained on, things in there. Reality is you need to move out. You need to move. You need to get moving. You need to going. The 3 of wands, looking out amongst the sea to find out a better boat or the better option, to keep scanning, keep looking as we do that. Can we pretend to have a happy home, happy family during that? Absolutely. We could do that indeed, but the looking needs to commence because there are some better things out there other than the beatings will continue until the morale improves. The King of Wheels, though, at the end, you get it. At the end, you do get your goal. You do get your goal. I think that is going to be quite possible. The King of Wheels is the retired banker. The happy home, happy family is indeed within your reach. Just a matter of flipping into a new option or flipping into something that works a little bit better, and you're not getting rained on and beat down quite as much as, quite as much as it goes. Anyway, that is the general. We got a Tori D. What kind of bad guy am I? Let's see. Boo Boo donated for Kath. Let's find out what Kath is doing over here. Kath, what is your question? I'm assuming you typed it already. Maybe you typed it already. You know, just a general read. Let's just throw it in, a little bit of a general read. If I'm going to do a general read, I am going to use the deck that was made with my name on it. This is the Chiara Marchetti deck that came out that apparently I'm getting a replacement for when they print it with somebody else. I think it's going to be sort of in there. A little general here. What is going on? The King of Swords, the Queen of Swords. And have you met your soulmate? Have you met somebody that is going to be supporting? Have you met somebody that is going to be there for you, that is going to be there reliably for you, and going to have the good stuff that you need. The Queen and the King of Swords. It says there's something matching. It's a good match, but it's just difficult to hang on to. It's difficult to maintain. It's almost like the price of maintenance. The price of maintenance is high sometimes with this, the King and the Queen of Swords. We have a totalitarian over here with the King. We have a Cruella de Vil with the Queen. And in between, we're just sort of trying to be a predictable life coming out of it, right? A little bit of a predictable life or predictability coming through this. But this is something that doesn't match a lot of times. Basically, just be prepared for challenges. Be prepared for something that just may not work at the end of the day. I think if you're prepared for that, if you're willing to go the extra mile for that, I think that works for you. But this is not going to be something easy, smooth, and, you know, sort of like that. You definitely want to be aware that some things are challenged indeed. So there you go. There you go. I can only film like 8 minutes at a time. I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, you know, I had a funny joke, but I don't think anybody will think it was funny. But anyway, all right, the dealer's choice. Dealer's choice. All right, a little bit of a general action from that. We can do that for you. Tori, we can do that for you indeed. All right, picking a deck for a general read. A lot harder question. What kind of bad guy am I? Disney villains? All right. I mean, you know, if I did have that deck, that is a funny question. I got to admit, that is a funny question. I kind of like the question because it says, what kind of villain am I going to be? But, you know, the Disney villains going back to the freaking store. Anyway, pick any deck for a general read. Working, getting it done, getting the results that we need. This is a beautiful combo, Tori. I like it. This is a beautiful combo. I really like it. Okay, in my book I talk about, by the way, link in the description if you want my book. My book, I talk about the 7 into the 9. I talk about it all the damn time. The 7 into the 9, you're basically working, you're on the right path is what it's saying. We're working towards an end result that is good, working towards a solid end result. In other words, Tori, you're not wasting much time. You're not really spinning the wheels, right? You're not spinning the wheels and not getting the results that you need. You're very focused. You're very good, and it just makes things happen. I think the path that you're on works and it is fully functional, and I like it overall. Basically, keep doing what you're doing because you're going to get the result that you need. You're going to get the result that you want, right? Knight. It does say, let some romance in, though. You need some romance. You need more romance. There's not enough in there. You need that. You need these possibilities. You need these good things coming in. And overall, you know, just get that done. Get some more romance. Get some more love in there. And I think that's going to be fantastic for you long term. The final read of the night, we got Tori. We got, Ross Ad. Ross Ad wants to know, I'm in charge of the management of my mom's property. Will the rent manager pay the money for all my mom's rents again? It's simple yes or no question. It's simple yes or no question. We're going to use the Light Seers for this because I think the Light Seers is going to have some interesting info for you. I think the Light Seers is sort of like begging you to listen. Right now, the Light Seers begging you to listen. They have some information for you that is going to be critical. Let's see what that is. I would say 5 of Pentacles, Justice, 5 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands. Looks kind of bad. Looks kind of like a bad reading. Will the rent manager pay the money from all the mother's rents again? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say, I was coming in, I was hoping for a yes. Then I got these really challenged cards, man. 5 of Pentacles says the money coming out is not the money that you need. There's not money flowing the way it should be. The 5 of Pentacles is a traditional, hardcore, money stalled. It's the 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles are just rough. Money stalled info sort of coming in through here. Justice says that they just don't know how to balance the whole thing out. They just don't know how to balance everything out, which should be easy and a gimme for them, but they're not going to do it. The 5 of Wands said they're being pulled in multiple directions. They're being pulled in all of these different directions. And that's the cause. Can they handle the pool? Can they handle the conflict? No. 10 of Wands. This is too much for me. It's weighted too much for me. It feels like it just isn't working out. It's too much, too quick, too much responsibility. I just don't think the rent manager is going to do that. I just don't think the rent manager is going to do that. So we got a lot of rough cards here, man. A lot of rough cards here. I don't think the rent manager is going to pay any. I don't think the rent manager is really going to pay what they need to be paying. Bottom line. Anyway, I appreciate everybody watching tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.